Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all see or not hear me? Okay. Perfect. So I'm not sure if y'all can hear me from the beginning, but I was just simply expressing the gratitude. I flipped the screen to show you guys the view and just the state that I'm in. I'm in just a state of gratitude, and when you're in a state of gratitude, it's like a river. It's just everything is in flow, and everything is flowing and just flowing to you. And what's for you will always come to you, and what's not for you will leave. You saw. I'm lately been in more of a state of gratitude than I have been recently. So it's been amazing to see the things that have been transpiring coming to light. So I'm super grateful for everything above all else. And so I'm excited to get into this information. A lot of people have been reaching out to me like, yo, Gotti, a lot of these debt collectors are reaching out, especially now, like I've talked about, during these times right now, specifically when people are getting their tax returns, right? These debt collectors are aware of that. And a lot of times what people do with their tax returns is they'll use their tax returns to pay off their debts on their consumer report, right? When they don't know that these debts a lot of times are third-party debt collectors. It's not even the company that we had an agreement with. It's a whole separate company. So if I owed Billy money, then and the thing is, we don't owe any of them money from but from how they're deceiving you, right? They're making you believe that you owe them money. But so even here, make this make sense. But I'm gonna go into the reality of what it is next as well too. But if I owed Billy money, right, and then Billy, what they do and what Billy would do per se, if it were an investment, is he would, to his accountant, he would let them know, this investment was a loss, so they'll count it as a loss. And when it does come tax season, they'll get paid for that, on the back end. But check this out. Now what they'll do is, well, too, what Billy's gonna do is Billy's gonna be like, yo, this Gotti owes me $20, right? Gotti owes me $20. If Gotti owes Billy $20, and now Jane is, Billy tells Jane this, and now Jane comes to me, Gotti, talking about, yo, you owe Billy $20 and I'm collecting on his behalf. Give me the money. Why would I, in my right mind, give anything to Jane? First of all, I would be like, yo, you got nothing to do with this. And as a kid, the conversation would be like, yo, I'd be like, yo, simply, yo, this is an A-B conversation, so see your way out of it. Simply, right? And that's exactly what it is. Like, they got absolutely nothing to do. Like, any one of you guys can go set up a debt, what do they call it? They're a debt buying agency. And that's all that they do. They're purchasing debts, and then they're reaching out to consumers. They're furnishing individuals, consumers reports and information using the PACER system, just like what TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, LexisNexis, all of them are using a PACER system to furnish all of our information. And as they're doing such, they're able to, see what on individuals' consumer report. It's just like a lot of these solar companies out here. A lot of these solar companies have individuals' consumer credit reports or credit scores going to people's houses. While they're pull up to people's houses, I done seen and worked with people that are able to pull, people's bank statements, per, each year, like, from, and people buy leads. So this is like a lead sourcing company that I've seen this from. this guy who furnishes data, like he can do a whole fence, a geography fence of like a certain area, you know, a certain neighborhood, and per each house, like find out their credit score, you know, how much they make per year, all of that. It's all first and foremost to the congressional findings. Right away, we talk about in here that there is abundant evidence of the use of abusive, deceptive, and unfair debt collection practices. But what I wanted to point out is that abusive debt collection practices contribute to the number of personal bankruptcies, to marital instability, to the loss of jobs, and this is what I wanted to put emphasis upon, and to the invasion of consumers' privacy, of individuals' privacy. And privacy is really the main thing, you know, what this is about. I'm just taking you guys to the Gramm-Leach-Bailey. I talked about this on the last live, and so that's 15 USC 6801. And this is a whole subchapter, protection of non-public personal information. There's no way that these corporations, yes, I'm telling you, they're using the PACE system, but it's, you know, it's clearly in violation of federal law and the FDCPA at that. Also, the Gramm-Leach-Bailey Act. The Gramm-Leach-Bailey Act is applicable specifically for financial institutions as well. So, you know, all of these banks that are gathering all this information, you know, they're all applicable under the Gramm-Leach-Bailey Act. So I definitely would study that today. I'm going to stay within 1692 and show you guys that are in communication with them, you know, what they're supposed to be doing, you know, while they are communicating with you. So I want to tell you guys here first to 15 USC. We haven't covered this much on the channel, but this one right here, and I'm pointing these laws out right here specifically so that you guys could implement these within your code, so that as you guys are communicating with them, you guys can see how they're in, you know, how they're in violation of your guys' rights, and all of these rights in which they're violating, you guys could also implement within a affidavit of truth. The affidavit of truth is super powerful. I've talked about that many times. We got multiple videos on that as well too. But specifically, you know, you guys want to be able to break down these laws, these codes. But something that will help you guys as well too is using ChatGPT to help you guys draft up a letter of these. But in specifically while communicating with debt collectors, I'm going to go over the main laws and codes which they're in violation of. Obviously, you guys are the ones who are communicating with them, so you guys know what they've done. But I'm going to point out the most common ones that I've seen over the past couple of years of my clients, my mentees, and my students that have been in communication with them, of the certain laws and codes that we've used to get, you know, these debt collectors to stop communicating with us, because we've let them know that we understand our rights as consumers and we're going to stand, you know, firm on them. And so first and foremost, I want to take you guys here to 15 USC 1692B, which is acquisition of location information. All right, acquisition of location information. And it talks about that it states any debt collector communicating with any person other than the consumer for the purpose of acquiring location information about the consumer shall, number one, identify himself. So they must identify themselves, right away they must identify themselves. State that he is confirming or correcting, so they must only be confirming or correcting location information. All we got to do, family, is simply read. I promise you guys, it's right here. It's in black and white. Everything that I'm using, everything that I'm exercising, everything that I'm teaching to my employees, it's all here in black and white. I'm teaching them different methods that we use to go out and communicate with regulators of these companies, right? That's the main thing. With consumer law, you got to know where to go to exercise this information. A lot of times you guys are like, I'm not getting the response. I don't know what to do. I've sent out multiple letters. I'm not getting the response. Okay, there's not just one route or one way of getting a hold of these companies. There's companies that regulate them. There's companies that make sure that they are in compliance with federal law, with regulation, with their own company policies as well too. There are companies that do hold them liable, such as the Federal Trade Commission. such as the Better Business Bureau, such as the Attorney General in whatever state that you guys are in. All of those that I just mentioned are, different, places that we can go out and that we can file complaints through. And so, family, I want you guys to understand that with what we're learning here within the FDCPA, learning how to communicate with them, what should be communicated, what shouldn't be communicated, this is only going to help us with filing those complaints. File a complaint every day. They do multiple different tactics. You get creative with your tactics on how you're going to not only get these accounts removed, but get the remedy as well, to get reparations for them infringing upon your guys' rights. And so that's what this is about, family. And when it comes to getting the remedy, all you got to simply really do is use the contract that you have with them against them. Within there, it talks about arbitration. You guys got to get familiar with the ADR.org website. If you guys are not, I would highly recommend joining YBC University. YBC University, we got a great video, a great breakdown on how to go through it, on how to get, take them through pre-arbitration. This is, for free, taking them through pre-arbitration. And if we do take them through pre-arbitration, we're going to have to pay the filing fees, which is about $225. But on the back end, we're going to be getting paid on the back end from these companies. We're going to get reimbursed, and then we're going to get the remedy as well too. But above all else, family, we got to understand how to communicate them. We got to understand there's a whole subchapter for debt collectors. It's called the FDCPA, right? The Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. And so, family, we got to get familiar with it. And so I'm just here to break down and, bring you guys to where to read. I want you guys to read for yourself. I want you guys to interpret it for yourself, get an understanding, but I am going to go through a couple of them as well too, a couple key ones with you guys here as well too. And then we're going to hit the road. I'm going to do a Q&A, so drop questions throughout this live. Let's get the likes up as well too. I appreciate each like. I appreciate anybody that sends any badges, that sends any donations. It goes a long way. It all goes right back into the channel, right back into the community, right back into more things that I can receive, more information to be able to give back to each one of you guys. One thing about me is I stay broke in investing. I don't buy things. You guys don't see jewelry around me. You guys don't see, fancy stuff, around me in terms of what I can be purchasing. I live way below my means. And yeah, family, it's not, all of that stuff is not for me. No, I live way below my means. All right, so I want you guys to understand that everything that we're learning here, we got to apply through these regulators as well too. So hear me out. We're going to hop back into 15 USC 1692B. And I was talking about how they must identify themselves. They must state that he is confirming or correcting location information. How many of you guys truly know what location information is? A lot of people do not know what location information is, right? If y'all truly knew what location information was, you would see that, what they, should only be communicating with you, about confirming or correcting concerning the consumer, and only if expressly requested. How many of you guys... All right, my phone paused. I don't know if y'all heard that part, but check this part out. How many of you guys have requested that they communicate with you? My phone got a text on me. All right. Let me finish this live. Everybody wants to text me when I go live, man. But I did just get this. Super excited about this. I've been waiting for this cord right here to connect my Elgato, thing that I have, so that I can go stream on my cameras, because I needed one extra cord to plug into my cameras from my HDMI to what is this? It's not USB. I don't know what it is. USB something. But anyways, we got it. I think this is the right cord. If not, I'll come back, return it. But we here. So let me see. Let's see. What else should they, do? Number 2, check this out. They must not state that a consumer owes any debts. Drop a 3 in the chat if they've ever told you that you owe any debt. Drop a 3 in the chat if they've ever told you that you owe, a debt, and if they've told you or you've used tactics, to get you to pay these debts. Drop a 3 in the chat if they've ever told you guys that you owe a debt. I'm not saying this, but it stays right here. Any debt collector communicating with any person other than the consumer for the purpose of acquiring location information about the consumer shall, number 2 states, not state that the consumer owes any debt. Location information means a consumer's place of abode and his telephone number at such place at such place or his place of employment. Right, so his place of abode, live. We don't reside anywhere. So, also when it comes to, your guys' addresses, you guys don't need to be putting addresses, on anything. All you guys need to put is a mailing address, and all you guys got to do for a mailing address is put in care of, and you guys could put any address. But when it comes to an address on anything, no, we don't put that. When it comes to the passports, we're not putting our address. We're not, allowing them to know where, our place of abode is at all, right? So also when it comes to, your consumer report, you guys could have any addresses removed. I'd recommend to get all old addresses removed, all old information removed. Call them, see what addresses they have on file, see what places of employment they have on file. There's no way of them verifying, that you lived there. There's no How many times have you guys ever had a phone number that's not yours on your credit report, or your name spelled wrong, or an address that's not yours? Like, there's no way of them verifying anything. Like, the consumer reporting agencies are a company. It's like me creating a company, right? And that's the thing. Like, we make them out to be something so much bigger than what they truly are when they hold absolutely no power. It's crazy. Like, the FCRA congressional finders will tell you. So 692C. This one, I love this one. I got so many videos on this one. So many things removed. I've got things removed, and they got the remedy right after with this one. But this is cease and desist, 692CC. That's where we cease communication. That's where it states, if a consumer refuses to pay a debt, or that the consumer wishes a debt collector to cease further communication with the consumer, the debt collector shall not communicate with the consumer with respect to such debt, other than advise the consumer, that their efforts are being terminated, or whether, they're invoking specified remedies, or whether they're, giving us remedy, right? So that's 1692CC. I've gotten, this removed, and, 1692C above all else is, and this is what the attorneys are using when they're, representing a lot of these athletes or celebrities. They'll cease and desist. You guys will hear it. Drake talks about it in his song, right? Cease and desist, right? You will hear this. We've heard this, cease, right? Cease and desist, right? But a lot of times we don't know what it really means, right? Cease and desist is simply stopping all illegal activity, right? It's stopping all illegal activity because, we know that what they're doing is in violation of federal law. So we're letting them know, we're putting them on notice. All right, family. let's finish up the training and then I'll hit the road and we'll do a Q&A. How's that sound? How's that sound, Cameron? All right. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, family. So we went over 1692B. That's acquisition of location information. Also, furthermore, as well, too, not communicate by postcard. How many of you guys have received mail from them? When they do communicate with you as well, too, 1692B states that they, states in number 5 that they must not use any language or symbol. All right, so if they have their symbol on it, that's also in violation of the FDCPA. I see a lot of threes being dropped. Let's see. Let's keep some more questions going. Drop some more questions. Let's let it be known that we're live in the Discord. Drop a screenshot. Let them know we're live. If you guys are not tuned into the Discord, I highly advise you guys all get in tune with the Discord. Everything that we have going, whether you guys are watching the replay, here on the live, definitely make sure you guys are in tune with the Discord because I got a whole section now where I'm just dropping a lot of different files for you guys to go through, read, study. I got thousands of files for you guys. I'm just, dropping, bits and bits at a time for you guys to make sure you guys are going through them and you guys don't get an overload of information. And this is for free in our public Discord. So I'm looking to deliver on the most value more than anything, anywhere out there that you guys are, any person, any place that you guys maybe or have ever studied from. I want to be able to provide and over deliver on the value that I'm providing more than you guys are accustomed to. So I'm gonna be dropping so much value within the Discord. If you guys not in there, make sure you guys are in there. We got a lot of giveaways we're gonna be doing as well too. So make sure you guys are in there and in tune with just everything up to date. I'm gonna make sure we're gonna have some, regulators within there, some monitors in there as well too. I'm gonna have a couple of my assistants in there, helping make sure that we're communicating, my team with you guys. You know, by the second. So if you guys got questions, anything you guys are ever looking to reach out to me, ask that in the Discord. If you guys are not in the Discord, simply text 305-575-2843. The number is also down below, so you guys can check that out as well too. But I'm looking forward to seeing you guys all in the Discord. Next, while communicating with them, so we went over 1692B and C. I want to break down real quick the congressional findings. So I want to bring, awareness to how powerful the congressional findings is. This is what Congress found. This is why Congress passed the FDCPA. Even the definition section of the FDCPA is very powerful. There's only about 8 definitions, and also the FDCPA is shorter than the other subchapters. So a lot of times going through it, we'll be like, the FDCPA is not that important, and we'll skim through it. When if you actually read the FDCPA and how simple it is as well too, and how common, what's taking place with as we're communicating with these companies is all held applicable within the FDCPA. So if we took the time to actually study it, get to know it, and read it, we can get the results that we're looking and communicate such through these regulators like the CFPB, like the Attorney General, like the Better Business Bureau. What I've taught my assistants, the system that we have, you guys can learn it from the franchise for tens of thousands of dollars. In terms of, or you guys can apply it, from these regulators that I'm telling you guys. Yes, we got a couple other ones that I don't all, reference here, and some secret sauce, that does yes cost just to know. But in terms of just getting the deletion and getting the remedy, these ones that I'm breaking down here on the channel for free are yes, going to get you what you're looking to get done and more. So, and the main thing with our franchise is everything is automated, right? You want to automate things nowadays. You want to automate a business. If you have any business, we can automate it. Any website, any merch, any credit repair business you're looking to get set up, we got, assistants, we got employees for anything, as such. So, yeah, we got some big things cooking up. I'm about to go out to the Philippines in Tokyo within the next couple of weeks. So definitely stay tuned for that. Gonna get some drone content out there. With that, y'all know, I gotta do that. But all in all, it's just gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a great time. Um, yeah, that's gonna be crazy. Gotti in Tokyo, Gotti in the Philippines. We're gonna build, some big things in the Philippines, man. If y'all looking to come to the Philippines, drop a one in the chat. We're gonna do some retreats there. We're gonna do some big things in the Philippines. If y'all want to join me there, drop a one. Drop a one. Who would join me in the Philippines? So once again, like I said, I wanted to take you guys to the congressional findings, how important this is. Talks about there's abundant evidence, right? Y'all know I love abundance. Y'all know I love anything that's abundant. But this abundance right here is just crazy of the use of abusive, deceptive, and unfair debt collection practices by many debt collectors. So there's abundant evidence. Y'all know what abundance is, right? Evidence, evidence. Y'all know what that is of abusive. So where's the evidence? What is the evidence? All right, we got for each one of those. Let's go to abusive. All right, we got 1692D, harassment or abuse. That's the title of this code. A debt collector may not engage in any conduct, the natural consequence of which is to harass, oppress, or abuse any person in connection with the collection of a debt without limiting the general application of the foregoing. The following conduct is a violation of the section. Number one, the use or threat of use of violence or other criminal means to harm the physical person's reputation or property of any person. Right. So if they come and if they repossess your vehicle, I don't know about y'all, but that's embarrassing. That would ruin one's reputation in the neighborhood, to get your car repossessed, your neighbors see, the tow truck come and have your nice, vehicle that you pull up in, or they know you pull up in daily, and to have it repossessed, that's ruining one's reputation. Right? The use of obscene or profane language, they don't define that, right? So we define what profane language is. In my household, that is, a bad word. In my household, litigation and suing is a bad word, is profane language. We don't use that verbiage within my household, right? So we got to understand what this is saying in black and white. We got to understand what's not defined is for you to define. What's defined is what Congress wants you to know, and that's for you, right? Then we got, so that's for abuse, then we got deception, false or misleading representation. Sheesh, I gotta reconnect my hotspot. Or who? Let's see. Maybe I could join this spot right here. What's up, fam? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? What do you mean by ask them to communicate with you? Like for my, I'm not sure what you mean. What do you mean by ask them to communicate with you? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Tarnish our reputation without informing us of our opt-out option to not share our info. All right, family. All right, family. Technical difficulty. Appreciate everybody still tuned in. So 1692E, I've gone through that one multiple times. My laptop connection's out. We're about to wrap this up as well too. My phone died, so we're super low. I just got it on to wrap this call up, finish what I was covering. Um, but really want you guys to understand that just the congressional findings alone, will help you guys get anything removed. I've gotten to just using just the congressional findings and what it's stating and what I'm covering right now. I've gotten repossessions. I've gotten student loans removed. I've gotten evictions removed. I've gotten, collections of over 40,000 removed. I've gotten medical bills, of over 80,000 removed. We've discharged within the past 2.5 years over 1 million in debt using the FDCPA. I mean, I want you guys to understand, I haven't created, some type of secret anything. It's all public information, is all there. It's right here in our hands. It's me learning it, understanding how to properly use the verbiage and put these into letter format, and to understanding to where these companies understand that I know what I'm referring to and I know my rights, to where they're like, okay, we're gonna let this one slide because we got millions of other consumers that are unaware of this information. So we'll take advantage of them and deceive them, abuse them, harass them, and we'll allow this one to go under the rug. So we've done this time and time again over the past couple of years for me. So what I want you guys to understand is that there's no, secret, anything to this. It's all public information. And that's the thing about the age that we're in now. It's the information's out there. We're in the age of information, right? The age of Aquarius, right? The age of awakening. So it's time to step into it. It's time to walk into our power. It's time to take back our power. It's time to, you know, stop depending upon the system, because the system, the banking system, the whole system is dependent upon us consumers, is dependent really upon our credit. I talk about that all the time within the FCRA. All of this, family, I want you guys to understand, all of this credit, everything about consumer law, this is literally life or death. It's all spiritual. It's a spiritual warfare. When I talk about credit, when I'm talking about granting and giving life to these dead entities, to these corpse. Corp is a dead entity. It doesn't have life. Right? We're giving them life. We're giving them credit. We're crediting all of them, and they're not able to, credit anything themselves, and they need consumers. They need, a source of life, and we are that source of life, crediting them. They're soulless. We're the ones whom is giving them any type of life, right? And even then, they still don't have a soul. They got a spirit, but they don't have a soul. Maybe, or not. Maybe they don't have a soul. They may have a spirit, but they for sure don't have a soul. And we're as human beings, as you know we have souls and spirits. Animals themselves, they only got spirits, but as human beings, we got souls as well too. Right? There are also humans out there that are soulless, but that's another topic. But family, I want you guys to understand that, and go read the FCRA congressional findings. Go read the congressional findings of all of these sub chapters, because with all three of them, you guys could get anything removed. So that's all that I wanted to really cover today. So we went over deception, and then there's another one, unfair practices as well too, and it talks just about unfair practices, and I believe that's 1692F. So that's unfair, that's abusive, and that's deceptive, practices that these debt collection, that these debt collectors are using, and there's abundant evidence, and that's why they put in place the FDCPA, so that we can stop all that, and as we stop all of it, we're not going to let